In order to improve communications with victim services and the AG's office and IHS, we need to have law enforcement at the table every time they meet. And I can go, but I'm not boots on the ground. You guys to begin a collaboration, you really need to reach out to all the agencies that are going to be involved in the response. And for the sexual assault response team, you're looking at not only law enforcement, you're looking at medical, you're looking at the justice system, you're looking at victims' assistance, whatever resources that could be utilized in terms of helping a victim. I think those are who you need to reach out to and invite them to come and collaborate.
Anytime you're not operating in silos, that's better for everybody because you have more information. That communication and collaboration leads to more effective results for the prosecution side, most definitely, but also for the victim because it's victim sensitive.
Just gaining enough information to continue on with your investigation, but at the same time not doing like a full detail. Yeah.
And to ensure safety.
Yeah.
Our SART, the driving force, is tribal. So a lot of the tribal folks and people that are here on the reservation that ensure that the work of the SART continues. Sent to the lab. What's important for us tribally is, okay, so people expect an arrest, right? That's why they're calling. But if we don't have anything because the feds... Why I prefer that is because we can keep it very victim-centered. We have more control over the dynamics of the group and how we want to proceed.
Maybe it's a good idea just to get all the groups together and go over their protocols again, too, just to see how things are being implemented.
Let's bring them. I'll put it on. And one specific step we took here tribally and locally was to implement a sexual assault victim response protocol. And that involved each entity of our criminal justice system to change their internal policies regarding how they respond to sexual assault disclosures. And it's a non-arrest policy. Say a law enforcement officer responds to a call that's non-sexual assault related. And an individual there discloses sexual assault. If they were going to be arrested for other charges, non-related charges, those would be delayed. The priority for that victim would not be detention. It would be access to health care, resources, safety, right? So that policy was implemented and we had buy-in and participation from all of our partners here tribally.
I think if we can be victim-oriented in our services, say like with the no arrest policy, I think that would be the biggest thing because a lot of people don't want to come forward. How an officer responds initially makes a difference as to whether or not a person's going to feel comfortable enough to want to get that sexual assault kit done.
Law enforcement needs to understand that it's not easy for this victim to talk about what she's gone through. They need to realize it may take some time for her to disclose this information.
The value of working in coordination with other agencies, it keeps us on the same page. We're the first responders, so it's good for us to know what is needed and how to handle that scene.
When I started doing this work, I thought I understood the role of law enforcement and prosecution, but really when we sat down together, I found that there were pieces that I really was unaware of. I think coming together as a multidisciplinary group, you get to know each other's roles and responsibilities and also how we work together.
But yeah, there's certain things that were happening that I wanted to come bring to the SART, to the SART meeting. So then talk to you.
I think one of the biggest challenges of getting people together at the table all at once is time, because on our reservation we are so big and resources are so limited. The other day they said there was only 11 covering that certain time.
I wish we could get somebody at the table.
But they're so short. Consistent. But I think if we go to them, set that up.
You're always going to lack that one group that is difficult to draw to the table. But I think if everybody who's involved has an understanding of what their role is in the SART, I believe that kind of provides them that draw-in.
We have to have some meaningful participation from our federal partners in order for us to move forward.
You cannot go out into the community enough because the more you do it, the more you engage new personnel that can kind of be involved in responding to what is obviously a serious issue around the country. And you also gain partners that may have a different level of expertise in an area that you didn't know existed. And so you kind of build these new relationships throughout the process, which is really, really helpful.
I think it's important to realize that people have to come together there's no one solution, and people have to work together to what works with each individual community.